Hi everyone, Gina Buckney here. I hope you're all good and well today as we move into the month of September. It is that time again. Yes, September, I said it. How are we there this fast? But it's time for my monthly look ahead. Now, before I go into the dates of what you need to mark down on your calendar for your workplaces throughout the month of September, I thought this is my fourth video releasing this, my fourth month, and I probably should say why I'm releasing it. So for anyone that is either a manager, HR professional, comms professional, this is really important, or owner of a business, this is really important for you. So and the employee engagement calendar, that's what we call it, should have on there key dates that you need to mark down for your employees that you want to raise awareness about, or you want to celebrate and just bring a bit of fun into your organization, improve the culture and show your people that you care. And that's what it's all about. It's about saying, look, you're here to work and we recognize that. And we also recognize that it can be very stressful at times in work, and we can be about targets and hitting goals, but we also want to make it a fun place to work. So that's what the employee engagement calendar is about. It builds trust, it builds reward and recognition, it builds that sense of camaraderie and fun. So these are the dates that I've researched for you for the month of September. It also builds awareness. I think I did say that, but some of these topics today are quite serious, but it's about raising that awareness and being responsible for your employees. So the first thing that we should talk about is the fact that it's September and the kids are going back to school. My niece, she starts the big school this week. It's all very exciting. But for the parents out there, some of you may feel a sense of relief that the kids have gone back, or some of you may feel a little bit anxious about the fact that maybe they are going to a new school. Maybe it's the first time going to school, and maybe they're transitioning from nursery into primary. Whatever that is, it'll spark a feeling inside you some way or other. As I say, it might be relief, it might be anxiety. So we need to recognize that as managers and colleagues as well, that some people are dealing with some other things outside of work that may change their focus or ability to concentrate on the day that they go back to school. So what have we got in terms of workplace events? So get your pen and paper and let's mark these down on your calendar. So this week, the first week in September, is National Payroll Week. And some of you will be like, well, I'm not in payroll, so I don't care. But hey, we all should celebrate payroll, right? They are the people that get us paid and hand out the checks and send the money into our bank. So for me, I'm here for the payroll team. I support you. I applaud you. Let's do something to recognize payroll. So this is the week for you. Enjoy it. I hope people are buying you some chocolates or whatever that might be, a bottle of wine, but let's celebrate. And if no one's celebrating for you, celebrate for yourself. Okay, so this one is a little bit more serious, and it's a lot more serious actually. And it's one I encourage every single employer and workplace out there to mark on their calendars. So next week, we commence on the 8th of September, is National Suicide Prevention Week. Now, for those of you that know me, know my background and my story, I'm a big advocate of mental well-being, mental health, and trying to improve that across workplaces and put extra support in place for people who are struggling. Personally, we've lost people in my family because of suicide, work-related stress. I've been through a challenge myself, which thankfully I didn't get to that position, but I got close enough to understand why people would do it. And that's just too close because of a job. So when you're going through that as well, just thinking back to the time, you can feel very isolated and alone, and you feel like no one will understand. So you don't want to talk about it. And there's a bit of pride there as well. So what I would urge everyone, anyone that's listening to this, please get the word out, take the message to your HR teams and ask them, what are they doing? Comms teams, what are you doing to raise awareness or to support this week? I say this week, next week commencing the 8th. National Suicide Prevention Week. Let's raise awareness. Let's put support in place and let's get people talking. And there's a theme for this year. In fact, it's the theme for the next 3 years. And it's changing the narrative on suicide with a call to action to start the conversation. Let's start the conversation. Just starting the conversation might save someone who you know in your workplace. It might even save you. So that's National Suicide Week. But within that week, on the 10th of September, is World Suicide Prevention Day. The World Health Organization has called out that on this day, we do something to recognise. So if you're not doing anything across the whole week, that's fair enough. You know, we are busy. But on the 10th, let's try and mark something and organise something in your calendars. Put some support in place for your employees and your colleagues. A National Suicide Prevention Week and Prevention Day. Okay, so that was quite serious. So let's lift the mood and bring it back to happiness. So week commencing 23rd of September is International Week of Happiness at Work. So on this week, it's all about celebrating colleagues. Let's do things that are going to bring fun into the organisation. Let's add a bit of joy into our day, whatever that may be. So please, with this one, speak to your employees, speak to your team, speak to your staff, ask them what would they like to do. Don't presume that you know what your staff like to do. Don't presume, and this is actually feeding into the next activity in a second, because everyone's different. So talk, speak to them, get some comms out there, find out what they would like to do, and do that for them across that week. International Week of Happiness at Work. Okay, so on that same week is National Inclusion Week. So week commencing the 23rd is all about celebrating inclusion, diversity, recognizing that we are different. So we need to consider our differences and how we include everyone so that everyone feels part of the organization. So it comes back to what I was saying about International Week of Happiness. Find out what people like to do. Don't just presume that they like to do what you like to do, or they'd like to eat what you like to eat, because everyone is different. So connect, speak, understand. National Inclusion Week. 25th of September is National Fitness Day. So on this day, oh God, there's loads that you could be doing on this day. Like you could do sponsored walks, you could do yoga. Here I am talking about all the things that I like to do. Let me think, football, rugby tournaments, whatever it may be. I don't like football and don't like rugby. I'm being inclusive. See what I did there? So make sure that you're giving something or options for everyone so that people can get involved. And let's raise awareness, especially if you're sat behind a desk all day, like I used to be, about how important it is to have that balance and be active throughout the day at certain moments when you can. National Fitness Day. Okay, so the day after, the 26th of September, is HR Appreciation Day. Now, a lot of the people that might watch these videos may come from a HR background, comms, you know, it's the people who are saying, right, what do we need to do for our people? So with HR, I always think about, in the same way as nurses, not literally, but the nurses and doctors care for our people. HR are pretty much the same. You're always there thinking about the people in your organization, but who's thinking about you? And this is what I want you to consider for the 26th of September. Make sure you celebrate yourself, because sometimes when we're experts at a certain thing, we're great at doing it for other people, but we forget to do it for ourselves. So I want anyone that's involved in HR or works with HR to recognise the HR professionals and the amount of work and care and attention that they're giving to the people in your organisation day in, day out. HR Appreciation Day. Enjoy it. Okay, there's so many others that I can share, but I'm conscious I don't want these videos to be too long because we're all busy. So there's World Heart Day, you can look that up and things you can do for that. But the final one, I want to end on just a little fun one, World Coffee Day. Now, we all have powered through with an extra strong cup of Americano or a triple shot of espresso. I remember those days when I was on the triple shots just to try and power through. So I thought we have to recognise World Coffee Day, and it's on the 29th of September, right at the end of the month when we're going to be tired. So maybe here's a suggestion. I know some of the places I used to work in, they'd have an on-site Starbucks. There are other coffee brands that are available too. Not just promoting Starbucks here, Costa, Nero, wherever, whoever you've got local to you or in your cafeterias. But maybe on that day, they should be giving away a free coffee or at least a free shot or something. So anyone in the workplace right now who has a contact in one of those coffee shops, speak to them, try and get partner up with them, get some sponsorship and give everyone a free coffee that day. Just a little bit of fun. Maybe someone could make some coffee cakes, affogato, tiramisu, whatever it is. But maybe you could do a competition around coffee and what you can make with a coffee. It's just, again, bringing that sense of, it might sound silly, but that sense of fun and just, do you know what? We just need to sometimes take our mind away from the day to day and all becomes clear again. Because when you're in that day to day and there's no time to step away and regain focus, you will just be in that day to day, in that routine, constantly doing the same tasks with no bright ideas. So take that time, do something fun, get creative and watch things spark in the brain where it's like, oh, okay, I can now focus on this much better, or I've just had a fantastic idea. So that's what it's all about. It's giving your brain a rest and going, right, okay, let's move from a logical state into a more creative state, and watch that creative juice flow. Okay, well, that was my look ahead for September. I hope that was helpful. And I hope to see some of these things in your diaries. I hope to see them on LinkedIn. Please do get sharing and raise awareness to everyone else about these days, and that work doesn't have to be boring all the time. We can have fun at work, and we should be having fun at work. Enjoy your September, and I'll see you next month. Thank you very much.